Let's talk about slate thickness. So I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I'm really not sure. I even did some searching on it. You would think logic would tell us that the thicker the slate, the longer it lasts. You would think. And maybe that is true. I did some searching on it. I did not find any study to that effect. Now, and then I'm asking myself, well, why? Seems logical. Seems like a little thicker slate would be better. So here's what I keep wondering is, the standard is a 1/4 inch from what I can tell. 1/4 inch thick. Now, I have seen thicker. It looks really cool on roofs. It's amazing how it's like more like a 1/2 inch. Very cool, but you can imagine the weight. So, and there's photos of roofs with thicker stuff on. So one of the reasons I was thinking about is because the slate on this roof appear to be very thin. They're more like 1/8 of an inch in that range. And you can see right here where we have one that's about a 1/4 inch and then the original. And you can see the gap here. And when I first started buying slate, I noticed when we were loading that there was a few slate that were very thin. And I looked at them and I started to think, gosh, am I getting cheated here? But then one of the people loading said to me, you're going to be happy to have those thin ones. And wow, was he right. Because when you try to slide a thick slate into an older roof like this that has the thinner stuff, it's hard to do. Like, I did get this one in, but it was not easy. And I worry about the pressure that it's putting on these. But I don't have that many thin ones. So at this point in time, I'm doing it. And eventually these will get replaced, these thinner ones, but over time. So that begs the question, were these slate always thin? Or were they originally a 1/4 inch and then over 150 years got thinner? So you would think that makes sense. 150 years of wear and tear, yeah, they're going to get thinner. But if that's the case, then the part I don't understand is the part that's protected is also thinner. It's the same thickness. Now maybe that means that gets soft and gradually the debris filters on down through and gets down the roof. So basically they weather at the same rate, whether they're exposed or protected. And that could be true. I don't have any evidence to prove or disprove that. But if that's not the case, and if these slate were thinner when they originally were installed, then that is super impressive that they've been 150 years and they started off thin to start with. So that's where I'll leave it at. I don't know the answer. I'm tended to think they were thinner when they were installed. That kind of goes with industry trends. Industry trends are more like a 2x4. Back then was actually a full 2x4, and now it's a 3.5 by 1.5. So it'd be in the opposite direction, that the standard has gotten bigger, per se. So either way, 1/4 inch is what I'm shooting for. The other parameter that's very important is how hard is the slate. So when you tap them, it's an indicator. The higher the pitch, the harder they are. And that's true with new ones and old ones. When you take some old ones off, you can tap them and it'll kind of tell you how hard they are. They do rate slate S1, S2, S3, S1 being the hardest. the longest lasting from what I could read. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on slate thickness. I personally am thinking that these were thin to start with. And that's pretty amazing because they are black. We are on the Pennsylvania border, but I'm thinking these are Pennsylvania slate, which are typically not as hard, except for one area was considered to be very hard, but is no longer mined. So anyways, that's a little bit on thickness of slate. Here we have a little bit thinner one, and thank goodness, because I need to get it in this slot. So I'm going to work on that now, and then we need to put a nail in here and a bib and another bib down here, and then we're ready to go with that one. Okay, let's get back at it.